The Talent Code, Book Summary by Daniel Coyle. Where do exceptional talents come from?
Some believe talents are present from birth, where certain individuals are naturally gifted with skills no one else can achieve. On the other hand, others believe that talents can be acquired through effort and continuous training.
So, simply put, are talents innate, or are they the result of learning and sustainable development? Or maybe they are both. We will find out later. Which side do you lean toward, my friend? To answer this question, after years of research and traveling across the world to study top performers in different fields, Daniel Coyle wrote The Talent Code. From the title, we can see that he tried to unlock the mystery behind talent. The word code often suggests puzzles or secrets, like in The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. So, did Coyle succeed? Did he break the code of talent, remove the mystery, and answer the big question: are talents born with us, or are they the result of deep learning and development? This is what we will discover in today's summary of The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle. If you want to learn new things, like what myelin is, why it's so important, and how it relates to talent, stay with us. What is myelin? Information transfer in neurons involves creating an electrical signal, sending it through nerve fibers, and then receiving it inside the target cell. This process allows neurons to respond to stimuli and perform body functions like movement. The speed of response depends on how fast and accurate this information is transmitted. But if nerve fibers have leaks, the transmission slows down. Here comes the role of myelin. Myelin is like insulation around electrical wires. It surrounds nerve fibers to prevent leaks and make signals faster and stronger. The more myelin around a neural pathway, the faster and more efficient it becomes. Now here's the interesting part. When you activate a neural pathway repeatedly by practicing a certain movement or skill, your brain marks that pathway as important. As a result, the brain increases the amount of myelin around it. So, the more you practice, the more myelin builds up, making the skill faster, smoother, and more effective. That's why, according to Coyle, what we often call talent is actually the result of highly myelinated circuits in the brain. How does talent appear? Coyle says that a well myelinated neural circuit shows up as talent in two ways. Speed. Myelin increases signal speed. For example, a boxer with faster neural transmission can react quicker to avoid punches. Automaticity. Once a circuit is heavily wrapped in myelin, the skill feels effortless and automatic. That's why experts make things look easy. But how do you reach this level of automaticity? Through something called deep practice. What is deep practice? Deep practice is not just repetition, it is practicing at the edge of your abilities, where the task is difficult enough to challenge you, but still achievable. It's the zone between what you already know and what you want to achieve. In this zone, you make mistakes, correct them, and push beyond your comfort level. This process forces your brain to strengthen the neural circuits with more myelin. Think of it like weightlifting. If you always lift the same weight, you won't grow. But if you gradually increase the challenge, your muscles adapt and get stronger. The same is true for the brain. Deep practice grows your myelin, and sharpens your skills. 4 methods of deep practice. According to Coyle, there are 4 main ways to apply deep practice. Chunking. Break down a skill into smaller parts, master them individually, then put them back together. Example, learning a basketball three-point shot by practicing stance, hand position, and release separately. Stay alert to errors. Always compare your performance to the ideal. When you notice mistakes, stop, fix them, and repeat until flawless. Intensify the practice. Add constraints to make it harder. Example, Brazilian football players often start with futsal, a smaller court, heavier ball, fewer players. This makes the real game easier. Repetition with commitment. The challenge alone is not enough. You must repeat it consistently. Over time, the repetition builds stronger myelin. Researchers even noticed that mastery in any field usually takes about 10 years or 10,000 hours of committed practice. What fuels deep practice? Deep practice is hard. So, what keeps people going for years? Coyle calls it ignition, a burning motivation that pushes someone to endure the struggle. This motivation doesn't appear randomly. It comes from signals in your environment, family, culture, role models that show you what is possible and valuable. Coyle calls this your aspiring self, the version of you that you believe you can become. 2 key factors drive this motivation: the desire to belong to a high achieving group, the belief that one day, with effort, you can succeed like them. That's why entire communities sometimes produce clusters of exceptional talent. Example, after Egyptian player Ahmed Barada became a world-class squash champion, many Egyptian players followed in his footsteps and dominated the sport. The same applies to football with Ronaldo and Messi. Their rivalry pushed both of them to greater heights. How to nurture talent in others. Coyle also mentions 5 coaching techniques to help others grow talent. Motivational language. Praise effort and persistence, not just natural ability. Charismatic coaching. Engage learners with energy and personality. Precise feedback. Short, direct instructions like faster, shoot now. Skill-specific training. Tailor practice sessions to the exact skill that needs development. Personal guidance. Adapt feedback and motivation to each individual's needs. Conclusion. So, what is talent really? Maybe it's both. Something you're born with, but also something you build. Talent may be a seed, but without deep practice and motivation, it remains buried forever. As one wise man said, the richest place in the world is the graveyard, because there lie talents that were never developed. Talent is built through the growth of myelin. To enhance it, you must push yourself beyond your comfort zone, embrace mistakes, and practice deeply with long-term motivation. So, my friend, choose your craft, commit to deep practice, and ignite your motivation. This is the real code of talent.